Alright, what is going on everybody? Hope you're doing well. My name is Jeremy Su and today we're gonna have a quick one and talk about how you are affected if hawkers disappear. Now, if you're not from Singapore, you don't really understand that, localized term. You can just replace it with small F&B businesses. It's exactly the same thing. COVID-19 has affected large and small businesses pretty badly, right? Everyone's been hit hard. The economy hasn't been doing too well, even though the stock market is. Now, small businesses usually don't have the same amount of free cash flow that large businesses do to tide them over, and especially when you are in, say, F&B, you have physical stores. You have physical stores, and that costs money because you have rent to pay. And now rent is pretty expensive because property prices are high every single place, so based on market value your rent is definitely going to be up there as well. Alright, so the main two effects that I want to go over is price and variety. Now, why is this important? Now, let's start off with variety. Variety is very important because, as we always talk about, every consumer should have access to many choices. More choices is always a good thing. There's always a best option among all your choices, the one that best fits your need, and that's why having more options is better, because the chances of you finding something that really resonates and helps solve your problem is gonna be much higher than if you just were to have one or two restaurants to choose to eat from. So the problem with small F&Bs and hawkers disappearing immediately right now is that you're only going to be left with probably fast food equivalents at that price point. And if you're looking for proper food, then you're going to be looking at restaurants, really expensive. Another thing that you'll notice is that the techniques, actual skills, recipes that go into making these foods are going to dramatically just decrease, because we no longer have different people with different skill sets making and serving your food. So what happens is that a lot of these intangible cultural skills really and traditions just sort of get snuffed out. They die instantly. Larger chains are not going to hire these people because they have very specific skills. The next thing is price. So we sort of touched on price just now, and the whole idea is that with lesser competition, all these remaining people who are left, the remaining players in the game, they're going to be able to increase their price because now there is less supply for food. Now, there is this conflicting theory that customers will not actually fork out more in terms of price. All they will do is find alternatives to the price point that they are already comfortable with. But you can imagine that even if they do manage to find another small business, if it doesn't come at scale, this small business will eventually get snuffed out as well. I also want to paint this really extreme doomsday scenario about what could happen, and that's the third point that I want to get onto. On a more national, societal level, if you realize you actually have more unemployed people. Now, these unemployed people don't contribute to income tax, and they may need subsidies, reliefs, which are obviously valid, if they have been put through these very harsh circumstances. There were some care packages, some grants being given out to all these hawkers and smaller businesses just to help them tide over this period of time, which is important, of course. Governments can't just keep giving out, loans, grants, and just plans and all these packages. So what happens is that people, ordinary people are going to be taxed more, because that's literally how social, all these welfare programs are started and how they're carried out. The money needs to come from somewhere, and then when that happens, you realize that things start to get oddly skewed, because now you have less people putting money into the system because there's less taxes, because these people are unemployed, but you're actually draining off more money because now these people need it. And that's just the first level impact. So second level impact would be, think of it this way, right? Hawker, small F&B business, any small business really that rents, basically they go up, they disappear. Once they are out, they can no longer pay rent to the landlord. So what happens is that now they don't have positive cash flow coming in to sort of finance, that property. Chances are it's not paid off completely. There are a lot of second wave, third wave, fourth wave kind of effects that are repercussions of that original wave. This is what we really have to be careful about on the large scale. All of us are I would like to think all of us are pretty concerned, people, concerned members in society. Yeah, if you do have the choice, as I said, do support smaller businesses. Of course, you don't just buy from them for the sake of buying from them. That's not exactly helpful as well, because what matters is that in the long run, they are sustainable, and the only way for that to happen is that you constantly go back, at a fixed rate, at a fixed frequency. Just, help everyone tide over these times. I'm sure everything will be fine, but for now, this is what we can do. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informational. That is it, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Peace.